I received something faulty from another YouTuber, and you may have heard of them. The man, the myth, the person who applies just the right amount of thermal paste is TronicsFix. Excuse the belly. Arguably the biggest tech repair channel on YouTube has sent your boy a challenge. The message from Steve is as follows. I've taken a look around and I think I have something that might work. It's a handheld and I have no idea where I bought it or what might be wrong with it. I think it could make a good challenge video. So wish me luck. I have no idea what it is. It's a handheld device, but it could be so many different things. It looks like Steve also applies the right amount of bubble wrap. This is great packaging. In all seriousness, Steve did not have to do this. He went out of his way to find something that was broken to send it to me. So a massive thank you to Steve. Judging by the actual packaging, so we might have a Nintendo DS. I'm liking the purple. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so we've got a bag of bits and bobs and components. This actually might really help us out. We also have a few styluses. Do they extend or are they just this short? They do, they extend. Okay, it's a Nintendo 3DS. I originally thought it might have been like a DS Lite or just a standard DS, but it's a 3DS. If I'm being honest, I wasn't expecting the leopard print design. It's gorgeous. And I think that's all we have in the actual case itself. So it also looks like it's half apart already. We need to try and find out exactly what's going on with it. There's quite a few different pieces. I'm going to go ahead and guess that it doesn't work. I think maybe to start with, we just try and put it back together and see what happens. I believe looking at this, it's maybe like the Wi-Fi module for the DS. That'll be the game card reader. Lord only knows what this board is. And we seem to have a broken ribbon cable amongst all the stuff as well. I think I found the torn ribbon cable, which was in the little plastic bag. I think it goes here, and this is for the L button on the back of the 3DS. And this is the top screen, which is usually the pain, but I think we're okay. And again, with the leopard print. My conclusion here is that I think somebody went to change the color of this and put like this leopard printy skin on it. Tried putting it back together, it didn't work, and then they sold it as faulty. Let's just put the screen back in here, and then we put the digitizer cable in here. Sorry, I don't actually think this was the digitizer cable. I think the digitizer cable is the one that I've just plugged in here to here. I think we've encountered our first issue. The screen display is on. I was just about to hook up the top screen to the board itself, and you do that by connecting these ribbon cables, there's 3 ribbon cables here, to the actual board. However, if we go over to our microscope, you can see this connector is no more. Looking at it, I don't know what's happened to it because it's missing so many pins. It looks like it has been ripped off the board entirely. Luckily, I think we're going to be okay with the pads on the board because as you can see, they still have quite a bit of solder. I know that on the other Nintendo DS's, if you don't have the top screen ribbon cable connected, it just won't turn on. This is a game card holder. I've just realized these 2 screws here, you don't screw on until you've actually put it into the case. So we'll leave that for now as well. Here we also have the ribbon cable for the L button. All we should have to do is scrape away these 3 black traces. Same on the other side, and then just join them together. A little bit of solder mask, and it should work fine. If that doesn't work, we can just replace the cable. I'm also going to test the battery just to make sure that I don't have to order another one of these. It's 3.7 volts, so we're looking at that at an absolute minimum, just to see if it can hold its charge. So what do we have on here? We got 4 volts. This battery should be absolutely fine. We need to fix this ribbon cable and replace this connector here before we can do anything further. Let's do that now. I've put some Captain tape on this side because we have a connector up here, a plastic one, and also another connector here. I'm going to heat this up from the top because on the underneath we have another plastic connector exactly like this, and that's good, so I don't want to ruin that. Let's apply some flux just all over this connector because we're taking it from the top, so it doesn't matter. Flux makes solder flow nicely and helps with the process. And we're going to go 450 degrees Celsius with an airflow speed of 50%. I'm aiming to just melt the connector and blow it straight off the board. I mean, it's off. It went underneath the cap. There we go. Okay, fine. I've removed the Captain tape. Now we're just going to add a bit more flux. And we're going to put some leaded solder on these pads. Luckily, I think they're okay. So let's tin the pads. Now to give it a clean with some isopropyl alcohol and cotton swabs. It'll be really good if we can give this DS a new lease of life. And this is now how we're looking to put a new connector on. Because I can't use hot air on this, I have to solder each individual pin, and I've only just put the port on, and I think it's in place, ready to go. I think I've just knocked it out of place. We just need to slide it back ever so slightly and gently. There we go, that should be it. I'm going to start with the side pins here to hopefully get this nice and solid. Because we have solder already on the board. Nope, have to put it back into place now. It's going to be very fiddly this. I'm going to use a tiddly bit of flux just to get this one sorted. Okay, there we go. And I've knocked it out of place again. I didn't want to use too much flux because I was worried about getting stuck in the port, but I think I'm just going to have to suck it up. That's as good as I'm going to get it. Let's try it now. Right, this time I've come back with a bigger tip. Okay, better. Push this side down now as well. And now we're a bit more stable, it's locked. Okay, I'm going to get even closer. Before I go around to the back, I do just want to make sure that these are solid. Which it does seem like it. Good, successful so far. Now if we turn around to this side, we need to get these pins. Just adding a tiny bit more flux to the area just to make it easier. If I'm being honest, I don't feel as good about these ones. However, I think they're pretty good. One way I can check if they're properly soldered is I've got my multimeter here in continuity mode, which is the mode that beeps when we have a complete circuit. And I believe it's the little pins here which are in line with these ones. These long ones are this side, the short ones that are in between are this side. So I start from here. Good for that one. Good for that one. Good for that one. Nothing for this one, but if I go closer, we have continuity. That's because my probe here is touching underneath. So I need to sort that one out, sort this one out. So these three are fine, but this fourth one onwards is not. Right, let's try now. Fourth one, no good still. Okay, let's try again. Oh no. You see the plastic's gone right at the end. These first three, are they still good? They are. Fourth one, come on. No. Being honest with you, I think I've royally messed it up. I'm going to have to grab another connector from somewhere and try this again, I think. I also think I've pushed the pins through from this side to here, because look, these weren't there at the start. Just to give you some sort of idea as to why I'm failing this. This row of pins was absolutely fine. You can see they actually come off quite a bit of the plastic. This side, however, look how close the pins are to the plastic. If we were able to heat from the bottom, we'd be fine. Look at the size of my soldering iron tip. It makes it very difficult to try and not burn the plastic. This is where it's come off. Directly behind this, we have this plastic connector. I don't know what the job of it is, but I can't heat the board through the back, which is how I would usually put these type of connectors on. And if we go back to this side, right next to this one, we have this connector, and we also have this plastic connector. This is a tough one for me. Let's grind away these traces here. Oh, don't tell me they're this side instead. Let me try and grind this side. Oh my, what am I doing? For some reason, I can't even grind away at the traces on this ribbon cable. Let me try ye old trusty crafting knife, see if that does a better job. This isn't showing them either. Was I right all along? Is this the side to do it on? Okay, this isn't working, is it? Luckily enough for me, I have a replacement cable, because that was a disaster. Now we have a fresh start. Tiny bit of flux there, then we're just going to use a cotton bud to spread it around. Now the connector won't be as slippery, and because the pads are flat, we should be able to get it in place easier like that. If I just hold it there, we should be able to get the soldering going. I think I might have messed it up already. Okay, luckily it's ground, so it doesn't matter that the plastic is burnt. If I can just push this back a tiny bit. Okay, I think we're all right so far. Okay, just check these. Solid, every single one solid. I'm very shocked. And now the really tough bit again. By some miracle, we might be all right. And here we have the final masterpiece. I say masterpiece, I don't think it's going to work. I'm not even going to test, but they all look connected to me. This is the other side as well. You can see that we should be okay. A few questionable bits of solder in there, but really, really tough with the size of the tip that I've got. So let's put it together and give it a test. Okay, I finally put it back together and we're going to test it right this second. Here we go. Did we manage to fix it? We're looking for an on light here. Okay, there we go. We have a blue light. What happens? Nothing. It turns off. No. Does anything happen to the screen? That button's really spongy, by the way. So we get a blue light. I think we get a flash on the bottom screen, which means it's not detecting the top screen. That means it's either going to be my soldering job on the connector and the ribbon cable isn't being recognized by the motherboard, or the top screen in this is bad. So let's try a different top screen. Right, so we have the same motherboard in. I've just swapped out the top screen here, which you can see. Now, what I will say before I test is that the red Nintendo 3DS you can see here was also faulty, but I don't know what the fault was, meaning that this could very well have a faulty top screen as well. Here we go, moment of truth. Does it turn on? Do we get a light? We do, we get a light. What happens? Does the light stay on? Screen? Exactly the same thing. This one has a bit of a pop though. I don't know if you can hear it if I hold it up to the speaker. Chances are it's the exact same issue, meaning my soldering that I done on the connector probably wasn't good enough. We're now back under the scope and I'm just going to test something real quick. I've got the top screen ribbon cable plugged in, and as you can see it is a little bit mangled here. But I'm going to test in continuity mode now just to see if we have the connections we should have. So I'm looking for a beep here. Perfect. Good. Good.
Good.
I actually think that proves every connection is okay. So I actually think I may have got two faulty screens here. I'm going to check the pins inside a couple of these connectors just to make sure that they're all good. Starting with this one here. Yeah, it doesn't look like this. Yeah, I can look at both of them actually. Both of those connectors to me look absolutely fine. No issue with the connectors themselves. Just checking the bottom screen connector as well, just in case. That also looks fine. No bent pins or no issues there from what I can see. I just want to have a final look at some of the ribbon cables. I mean, that looks fine. Doesn't look to be damaged. This may be like a bit of hair. Yeah, it's a little bit of hair. Then you've also got these two. Again, that one looks fine. Doesn't look like any damage on the actual connector itself, and it's the same with the bottom one as well. Can't see any marks on the cables themselves either. It's a shame I wasn't able to get this little 3DS working. I'm pretty sure the issue is going to be with a faulty top screen. I could take apart the whole assembly and put a new top screen in the 3DS. If you've ever taken apart a Nintendo 3DS or a Nintendo DS before, you know what the ribbon cables are like at the top here. A massive thanks again to TronicsFix for sending me over the 3DS all the way from America. I'm just sorry I couldn't fix it. If you enjoyed this video, you should come and hang out with me over here where we go ahead and try and fix some more consoles. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.